Maybe one day Tamás Jochonelidze will end up on the Forbes Georgia 30 under 30 list as well. This is the kind of entrepreneurs that Georgia lacks, and that Forbes Georgia and the checkpoints try to find and set as a role model for other ambitious young leaders as well.
Speaking of them, congratulations with a very dynamic, although still in Zoom, but still dynamic presentation of the list of 2021, 30 under 30. I watched it. It was very inspiring. It was.
Thank you for that. We can now both see what Maria Madamia has prepared for the checkpoints today as a follow-up of the presentation of the winners of the 2020 list that you just mentioned, which Mariam hosted together with Shota Dirmelashvili, executive editor of Forbes Georgia, and which was supported by the Bank of Georgia. Yes, our viewers and followers in the checkpoints get the chance to be updated on how this project came to daylight.
Who has not dreamed of getting on the Forbes list, creating a business and career that leads to success and wealth, and all this is recognized and acknowledged by the global media, the most influential business publication, Forbes. We have probably all had similar thought, but before we take an honorable place in the ranking of billionaires, successful young people under 30 have a chance to read their names under this logo and brand. The publication started to discover the under 30s back in 2011, and since then we have introduced you to know face and names every year, the past of which then goes to Forbes' main list of billionaires.
Young people under 30, their ideas, visions, and projects have changed and established the views of the world. They offer us new rules of the game and at the same time write new chapters of history. This is a generation with outstanding innovations and progressive views. Most importantly, they are the ones that haven't succeeded at the expense of the legacy they have acquired, but only through their own efforts, tireless work, and talent. Such people needed recognition, appreciation, and support. So Forbes, under the leadership of Rondell Lane, led the foundation for a vital project. Under 30 became a platform for young voices to talk about their achievements to broader audiences. The platform helped them get more attention from investors, customers, and the general public. Over time, Forbes saw the need for the project to become global and decided to launch in other countries across the globe. This is how the most successful young people in Europe, Asia, and Africa started to be discovered and introduced to the world back in 2016. The project faced some criticism too, especially due to lack of representation of racial minorities and insufficient recognition of women among young people. In response to fair criticism, Forbes launched several projects and published hundreds of women in power. It also began counting the rankings of the most influential people of color. As for the Under 30 project itself, a youth summit was added to the project and has become both a tradition and additional motivation for those on the list. The event was first held in 2014. In 2016, for the first time, winners from all continents gathered to celebrate, and Forbes Under 30s met each other at a large-scale event in Jerusalem. The tradition was kept during the pandemic year too. Although remotely, the summit was still held. The Georgian editorial board joined the process of selecting leaders under the age of 30 later in 2018. For the first time, it brought together leaders in various fields and industries whose influence, work, and achievements, along with real prospects, deserve to be mentioned and appreciated by a special jury.
It was not easy to start, especially because the process was accompanied by many objective and subjective reservations, but I will tell you that the enthusiasm of the Forbes team covered the possible skepticism at the beginning of the project Under 30. We were driven by the belief that in the most difficult moments we think of Georgia's strong potential innovators with businessmen and entrepreneurs and startups with valuable ideas and modern technologies that makes it so valuable and distinctive to Forbes.
Identifying leaders under the age of 30 and composing lists of under 30s is a three-step process. First, the recommenders nominate different categories of candidates in a particular Forbes application based on which a long list is composed. The invited jury gets involved in the process and eventually selects at least 5 winners in each category. Each category has at least 2 independent juries. As a result, we get a list of people, young people, who dedicate their lives to answering the most crucial questions in their respective industries and work hard to impart new knowledge to humanity. Unlike American Forbes, which represents 30 people in each nomination and a total of 600 nominees, in Georgia, we have 6 nominations and 5 winners in each category, which amounts to a total of 30 winners. As for the categories, they include culture and style, technology, entrepreneurs, science, media, marketing, and sports. For the 3rd year in a row, the 30 Under 30 project and the award ceremony has become a tradition for Forbes Georgia. Therefore, the pandemic did not cause any disruptions and the event was held online. However, the team hopes that this year is an exception, and once everything goes back to normal, the project will be accompanied by the first Youth Under 30 Summit, setting a new tradition in Georgia with a dedicated partner, Concierge Tbilisi. A great interest in the project is confirmed by the fact that the project now has partners for the first time in 3 years, with the Bank of Georgia becoming a supporter of the project in 2020. And so here it is. Forbes Georgia expands the standards set by the business publication years ago and continues the tradition of revealing the list of the most successful people under 30. The reason is simple. In Georgia, Forbes tries to find young people, ideas, and technologies that can change the country and the world for the better, with the one main aim: to introduce these young people and their work to the Georgian society first, and then the rest of the world.
Hey guys, stay tuned, subscribe, and follow us on BMG.